It was a gathering of one of the largest peace activist events in Israel, as the war with Hamas winds down and Israelis look toward the day after. Titled "The Time Has Come," the event brought together all corners of Israel's beleaguered left, ranging from older established groups like Peace Now to more recently founded ones like Standing Together. The center was also present, but overall, there was no right-wing representation.
The organizations are peace organizations, human rights organizations, organizations that are active against occupation, religious dialogue organizations. There are no right-wing organizations per se, but the people coming to the event, some of them are people from the center and even from the right who are actually understanding, I think, that the current situation isn't leading anywhere. There's a conflict. It's not going anywhere. There are two nations here. There are the Jews and the Palestinians, and we have to find a way to make it work and to live together.
Over 50 organizations came here to gather together, saying that it's time to give back the hostages, to end the war, to implement a two-state solution, to pursue peace. It's time.
Israel's peace camp has been in sharp decline for years, but after nearly 9 months of war, the enduring bloc convened to reaffirm that only a negotiated political resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict can ensure equality for both peoples. Many of the speakers nostalgically look back to their Israel under the leadership of Yitzhak Rabin as proof that a solution to the conflict is possible.
Well, our vision and really plan is to talk about reality as it is, understand that there is occupation, there is a reality before October 7th, and in this reality, only one people got the right to have independence on this place, and we need to seek a way for everyone to live in freedom, in independence, in equality. Only when we all live with the same reality, with the same rights, the same independence and freedoms, then we can have safety, we can have quiet life, we can have a reality where we are not afraid to leave our homes.
Since the murder of Prime Minister Rabin, we went into a shock, and the same shock happened after October 7th. But we won't be silenced anymore. We won't let shock and fear stop us from acting and doing.
Maya Savir, who is the daughter of the late member of Knesset and peace negotiator Uri Savir, reflected on the impact of October 7th on the peace movement.
Regarding public opinion, I think after October 7th, many Israelis are leaning to the right and toward militaristic solutions. On the other hand, I think after a very long time in which the mainstream Israeli Jews thought that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict can be ignored or managed, controlled, I think this is over.
We see many people who are religious extremists that continue the occupation and the apartheid, but this doesn't represent Judaism in its entirety.
Since Gaza has been cut off from Israel for so many years, many see the difficulty in building peace and trust between the sides who don't even know each other and have been suffering during these past 9 months of conflict.
And I just want them to know that there are so many people in Israel that don't think that people in Gaza should starve, or that they shouldn't be bombed and starved. And we care for each and every one of them, and we want this to stop. And I think this is the foundation and the basic thing that we need to talk about, and hope that this message will get through, and hope that we can stop the war.
Einat Levy builds partnerships in the Middle East. She tells the Media Line that more safe spaces are needed.
Psychologically, we are worlds apart, and we need to start working on education. This is the first step, and we need those leaders, the young leaders, the generation of tomorrow, to start meeting each other. Maybe not in Israel, maybe not in Gaza. Maybe it can happen in a different country, different countries around the world. Maybe in Morocco, maybe in Europe, maybe in the Emirates, I don't know. It's open. But I think we need this safe space to start building some trust.
I know people in Gaza. These people are connected to me. Vivian Silver was killed by Hamas, and she fought for the cause of bringing people together. I will follow this legacy. People in Gaza want to have peace and to bring up their children like all normal people want.
Peace builders may be the path toward a more united Middle East.
Today we are facing a new reality. The region, the Middle East, the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, Bahrain, Egypt, Jordan, Qatar, the rest of the Arab and Muslim world, they are playing a great role, and they're gonna play a greater role the day after the war. But they are not familiar with the peace-building ecosystem in both Israel and Palestine. So we have to make the connections between these two, because those peace builders are actually the bottom-up approach, and the region is the top-down.
We are trying to fight back against extremists in the world, such as Iran and its proxies, who are making the situation worse in terms of reaching a deal.
Some of the countries that have engaged in normalization with Israel may be key to a solution the day after.
Morocco specifically, I can say, have a huge role in the day after the war in building the confidence between Israelis and Palestinians, Jews, Muslims and Christians. It has this experience in its legacy and heritage. It knows the core practices on how to do that, and it has this neutrality and the role of His Majesty, the King of Morocco, Mohammed VI, as part of the Quds Committee. We need all of this soft power in making everything that we are trying to do here happen. And we're counting on this, and not just Morocco, also the other countries as well.
From Tel Aviv, Giorgia Valente reporting for the Media Line.